Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article that's from the Los Angeles Times. Now this was written by Chris Mergerin and Eli Stokolos. It was published on December 14th, and this is actually a good example of fake news, propaganda, lies, and the like. It truly is. Trump increasingly isolated as aides leave, friends flip, and investigations advance. So let's get into this article here from Chris and Eli. It was almost noon Friday when a Marine suddenly appeared outside the West Wing doors, a sign that President Trump had belatedly reported to the Oval Office. For the third day in a row, the president, you're talking about president proper noun. So this is what gets me about these fucking assholes, okay? They would show the respect to Obama and the office by capitalizing president as a proper noun. But when it comes to Trump, they don't do that. Learn proper fucking English if that's not the case. For the third day in a row, the president, capital P, or should be, had been in the White House residence all morning, fuming about federal investigations that have moved closer to him and are likely to get worse. Really? Now, how do you know this? See, this is complete fabrication here. There's no proof of this. They don't even say anonymous sources say, or, you know, people on the inside, or whatever the case may be. So they're fucking pulling this shit out of their ass. There's no proof of this. Yet they're trying to literally pass that off as factual. They have no proof. Nothing to back it. His former confidant, attorney Michael Cohen, and other once stalwart supporters have flipped, becoming witnesses for the Justice Department. He has struggled to bend to his will. Really? Okay, you're talking about those people that Mueller has got on things like lying to the FBI? Nothing to do with Russia? Okay. And, what's his face who was in bed with, oh God. Friggin' Hillary Clinton's, campaign manager's brother. Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, that, and when Hillary's campaign manager and his brother get fucking immunity, okay, yeah. Podesta, thank you. Brain for kicking in a moment later. But yeah, the Podesta brothers get a free pass and he doesn't. Yeah, fuck you. That's the shit you're talking about? Okay. Quote unquote, lying to the FBI because you believe and you honestly state that something happened on a certain date and it actually happened on another, and then they fucking criminally charge you. I mean, that law should be considered unconstitutional, with the fact of you're basically compelled to self-incriminate. You have to answer the FBI's questions. Prosecutors also secured the Corporation of American Media, Inc., the tabloid publisher that routinely helped Trump muzzle bad stories and target his enemies. You only have one incident, okay? And you basically are trying to say that that's a pattern? How is one thing a fucking pattern? I love this. This is so funny because the National Enquirer, how many people did they target as his enemies? You're making these claims with no fucking substance to back them up. What's the story here? Oh, that's right, you have none. The result is Trump has become increasingly isolated as he enters what may be the most difficult stretch of his presidency, one laden with political and legal dangers. Really? See, the thing is, the only reason why his presidency might be difficult at this point is because of you Trump deranged, spurging out, liberal elitist fucks in the legacy media who think you're better than the rest of us, low IQ, low information Democrat voters spurging out because you tell them to spurg out, you know, shit like that. Oh, God. Trump's first choice for a new chief of staff turned him down last week. Then one potential candidate after another publicly took himself out of the running. Oh, then one potential candidate after another publicly took themselves out of the running. Not himself. I'm looking at this going, I read this wrong. No, holy shit. These fucking idiots, they bash Trump and they can't even proofread their shit. Okay? Their editors can't even proofread their shit. Holy fucking Christ. It looks like they were writing this and then more than one backed out, so then they changed it and didn't proofread it after or something. And you know what? With how you fuckers target these people and get the foaming at the mouth left to harass these people, I could see why a few of them would turn down the fucking job, not wanting to deal with you spurging fucking idiots, which is the intent of what you're doing. And then you use that to go after Trump? That's such twisted shit. It makes absolute no sense that you think that people will actually buy into this. You're literally telling these people on the left to go out and harass anyone associated with the Trump administration. Okay? You people in the legacy media and politicians like Mad Maxine, Pelosi, even Schumer saying, go out and confront them. Now, Schumer's walked his shit back a bit, but I mean, he's kind of went along with that until like Maxine went really fucking nuts. But you have them saying, go out and confront these people, go out and fucking harass these people for doing a job. Okay? Why would someone want to take on a job if they know that you're going to turn your fucking foaming at the mouth, retarded, inbred dogs on them? Explain that one. Oh, that's right, they wouldn't. One Friday, after several days of confusion, Trump named Mick Mulvaney, director of the Office of Management and Budget, as his acting chief of staff. Come January, a newly elected Democratic majority in the House is expected to issue a blizzard of subpoenas. See, slight problem. They're a slight majority, and you have to vote on the subpoenas being issued. So it all depends on how many Republicans go along with it. You make it sound like they're going to run roughshod. It's going to be tough for them to do that. Yeah, they'll get some subpoenas through, but they're not going to do the shit that you think they're going to do. They're not going to have the ability to do it because they have a small majority. Nancy Pelosi, who is expected to be the next House Speaker, said on Thursday that a House committee will probably take the first steps toward seeking Trump's long-hidden tax returns, an effort he will almost certainly fight. Because it's not required to hand over your tax returns. Not only that, they just want to see what the fuck he's got for money. They've seen a 2012 copy of it. Rachel Madcow hyped it up. And the fucked up thing is he paid more taxes than she did. He paid more taxes than most of the Democrats did. Okay, that won his fucking tax returns. That's a fucking matter of fact. This is such fucked up shit. And I love how they throw this unrelated thing about Giuliani here. And they try to make it look like it's a bad thing or whatever. Trump's lawyer, Rudolph W. Giuliani, was spotted in Bahrain trying to drum up business for his private security company, even as the incoming state attorney general in New York vowed to investigate Trump's family business empire. Yeah, he has his own personal obligations, and there's a team of lawyers, and this guy can vow to do what the fuck he wants at this point, but he's not in there yet. So why are you even bringing this up? Probably for the fact of you're trying to paint a picture, and your picture is pretty blurry. It's like you've got like Parkinson's while you're painting it, so you don't have that nice defined detail going on here with this. You're just slapping paint on the canvas and hoping you get something that looks presentable. Special Counsel Robert S. Mueller III, which I love how they throw that in. Everyone knows him as Robert Mueller, but okay, continues to investigate Russia's role in Trump's election and whether the president sought to obstruct justice by trying to end the inquiry. It wouldn't be an obstruction of justice to end the inquiry because the president has the power to do that. He can call an end to an inquiry. He can fire Mueller if he wanted to. It would be perfectly fucking legal. It would not be an obstruction of justice situation. Okay? And I love this. How they continues in Russia's role in Trump's election. There's been no fucking Russia whatsoever. But yet you found everything but Russia, and you're trying to hold that against Trump and go, oh, look, Russia. Okay, well, Flynn, not busted because of Russia. Ukraine. Oh, God. What the hell's his name? The one that was, I know his name. I'm having a complete brain fart. It's early, late, however you want to look at it. It's morning, a couple hours before dawn. So I'm a little slow right now. But the one that was hooked up with the Podesta brothers, same type of shit, Ukraine. Okay, that's not Russia. And it's fucked up that the Podesta brothers, who are involved in the same exact shit, get immunity. You guys don't talk about that shit. How the Podesta brothers get fucking immunity when he gets charged. I mean, just if that doesn't show fucking favoritism, I don't know what the fuck to tell you to. Oh, God. I don't think he's ever been in his life in this position, said Barbara Rez, who worked years for the Trump Organization, the president's private family-run business. He's always had the power and nobody else does. That's not necessarily true. Okay, he's had to schmooze politicians and deal with them for years. That's what's fucked up. Because in New York, you have to be a Democrat to succeed in business, number one. Number two, you have to deal with political pundits who, well, not pundits, but political hack artists who make, politics their career and are so into graft, it's not even funny. Corruption and graft and all that shit. Yeah, he's not been the one in power, but yet you want to try to claim that. Okay. He's had to bow down to politicians plenty of times. Okay? Pay me if you want your building to go up. Oh, pay me if you want that project. Pay me if you want this. Pay me if you want that. That's how things operate in New York. That's not having the power. Okay? When you're having to pay someone to get something that you want like that and have to register yourself as a Democrat in order to even get your foot in the door, that's not having power. That's not remotely having power. Trump already is struggling to exert his influence. Few Republicans have endorsed his threats to force a government shutdown over Christmas if Congress doesn't approve $5 billion for a proposed border wall. Actually, a few of them do, but, whatever. Fuck you. You want to lie about that shit? You lie more than once in this. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, a few. It's more than a few, but whatever. On Thursday, the Republican-controlled Senate took a direct slap at the White House, voting unanimously to vote to condemn Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for the brutal slaying of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Trump has publicly backed the Crown Prince despite U.S. intelligence findings that he masterminded the killing. That isn't a direct slap, okay? It's a disagreement, number one. Number two, right now, you kind of have to keep Saudi friendly to us because Russia, the country that you leftist fucks want to blame for everything and are trying to start a war with, like when Hillary Clinton said basically she'd get in office, she was going to fucking bomb the shit out of Russia, go and start shit with Syria and start fucking basically World War III, because she wanted to fucking start a war with Russia. Yeah. You see, Russia is kind of schmoozing with Saudi Arabia, and that's why Trump is taking the stance that he is, because he doesn't want Russia to schmooze and get in bed with Saudi Arabia. I don't agree with what the Crown Prince did. Of course I don't. I'm not defending what he did. I'm just explaining the situation. When you see Putin at the latest G meeting, G20 or whatever the fuck it was, Okay? Schmoozing with him, hanging out with him, the outcasts. They're at the fucking pariah table, however you want to put it. And they're getting along fucking swimmingly? Yeah. Trump has a method to his fucking madness, you dumb shits. He truly does. Newt Gingrich, a former House Speaker who visited the White House on Wednesday, said Trump is digging in for trench warfare with his political and legal enemies. Yeah. And you know what? You try to make it sound like that's a bad thing. No, he's just getting prepared because he's not going to allow you assholes to run roughshod over him like you would hope he would do. All this stuff is painful, but he's a guy who's been in lots of fights, he said. He sort of wishes it would go away and is prepared to fight it out if he has to. Yeah, understandable. And I love how they get all these third parties to say stuff, and they're trying to pass it off as if it is Trump himself type of shit. Like here, I mean, they did it with the woman who used to work for him. Now they're doing it with the ghostwriter to his book, The Art of the Deal. Tony Schwartz, the ghostwriter of the Trump's 1987 best-selling book, The Art of the Deal, said the reckoning Trump faces follows decades of operating under a belief that he's above the law. This is the guy's opinion, and you're trying to pass it off as it's factual. You're trying to have it act as if it backs your fucking story because this one guy who he paid to write a fucking book, oh God, who was paid to write a book, is some fucking expert because he was the ghostwriter for The Art of the Deal. That's not how it works. But dumbed down, average fucking elitist, leftist, low IQ, low information Democrat voters, they're going to read this shit and eat it up. And they'll be like, oh, that's got to be true about Trump because his ghostwriter who just wrote the book, he's got to know Trump. It wasn't like he was writing Trump's fucking autobiography as a ghostwriter, for Christ's sake. It was a business book. It's how to fucking conduct business. He got away with so much for so long that he came to believe he was untouchable and invincible, Schwartz said. I love this. You're trying to use this to back your shit. It's just some guy who wrote a fucking book for Trump. It's not like he's on the inside, he's in the know or anything like that. Yet you're trying to use him as some fucking expert on the guy. It's hilarious that you would actually think that that's going to work and someone wouldn't call you out on it or catch it. He said Trump followed the tactics he learned from his late... Now, this is another thing. Okay? To try to fucking pass off some shit here. He said Trump followed the tactics he learned from his late mentor, the hard-knuckled New York lawyer Roy Cohen. Lie about everything, attack back twice as hard as you've been hit, keep at it relentlessly until people finally give up and they stop arguing with your fabricated reality. See, this is such funny shit. You got this one guy who clearly does not like Trump. You're using him as some fucking expert because he ghost wrote The Art of the Deal when that's the only thing he's really had involvement with Trump. And you think that this shit's gonna fly as like, yeah, this guy, he's on the in. If he was on the in with fucking Trump, you would say on the in. But because all he's done is wrote that fucking book, that's all you could say about this guy. And you're using him as a basis for this fucking bullshit narrative. It's so pathetic that you could actually think that this would fucking fly. This is like CNN in written fucking form. Watching primetime CNN in written fucking form here. Trump is still living in that reality, but the world isn't going along with him anymore, he added. This is so funny. The guy's obviously not a Trump fan. He wrote the book and got a payday. That's all he fucking looks at on that. And he's got no problems trashing Trump. So he's going to talk out his fucking ass like this, and you're going to pass it off as like, oh, he's got to be some fucking expert. Several others close to the president, proper noun, capital P, granted anonymity to speak openly about conversations with him, said Trump already senses diminishing respect and worries about losing support from powerful financial donors and Republican lawmakers as his legal and political troubles worsen. How so are his legal and political troubles worsening? I mean, you've got, Democrats are marginally taking over the House. They're not going to be able to subpoena the shit out of him like they hope because of that. his legal troubles, you've got Cohen pleading out to shit that wasn't illegal because they had serious illegal shit over his head, and they basically went, look, we want Trump. You plead guilty to this, we'll fucking, your tax evasion, all that other shit, we'll give you a free fucking pass. He had way more than 3 years worth of crimes, and he pled out to a 3-year fucking term. You're not going to sell someone else down the fucking river, whether it's truthful or not. If you're looking at like some serious fucking time and you can get off with a slap on the wrist in comparison with 3 fucking years, yeah, right. If you're a slimy, sleazy, shitbag attorney like Cohen, you're going to fucking do it. I mean, and if you want proof he's a slimy, sleazy shitbag, he illegally records his clients. Proven fact. He bragged about it when he was like, oh, I got evidence on Trump, and it wasn't shit. It wasn't a goddamn fucking thing. Oh, God, this is such fucked up shit that they had actually try to pass this off as they are. And I love this fact of from powerful financial donors and Republican lawmakers, because I mean you get like several others close to the president granted anonymity to speak openly about the conversations with him. All right. And they said that Trump's already sensing a diminishing respect and worries about losing support from powerful financial donors. Let that sink in. Powerful financial donors. Trump financed his own fucking campaign. What powerful financial donors are they talking about? He funded his own fucking campaign. He's not Hillary Clinton. So what financial donors are they talking about? All right, Republican lawmakers. What Republican lawmakers? I mean, a lot of them support him, like in the House, support him. Senate, unless they're a neocon fucking shitbag, they're supporting him these days. What are you talking about? They're still not saying it publicly, but most Republicans on the Hill understand that it is not going to end well, that it is going to be bad, said longtime Republican operative close to party leadership. Now, I love this. They have all these anonymous fucking sources. Whatever happened to actually named sources? I have not seen a named source in 2 fucking years. Not one. Every article I look at, okay, since the 2016 presidential election, since before it, has been anonymous. How the hell do they have any fucking credibility anymore? Because every fucking source of theirs is anonymous. It's... Oh, God. I mean, yet they keep getting away with this shit because no one's calling them out on it. I mean, this is a Republican operative close to party leadership. So he's a neocon. So you're talking to a never-Trump neocon who just gave you the fucking answer you wanted. That's what it sounds like to me when your Republican operative close to party leadership is saying something like that. Trump has long rallied against rats who cooperate with law enforcement, and he repeatedly lashes out at former aides who've done just that. Really? Flynn, he didn't lash out at. The only one he's lashed out at is Cohen. Like the only one. So who else? Which other ones are you talking about that he's done that with? Because Cohen's pretty much the only one I can think of. Oh, wait. You got to sell a narrative. In a Twitter message Thursday, he accused Cohen, who was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison the day before for tax fraud, campaign finance violations, and other crimes, of pleading guilty in order to embarrass the president and get a much-reduced prison sentence, which he did. Yeah, that's exactly what he did, okay? That's what a lot of people feel that way. They knew Cohen see, they went after Cohen because they knew that they had so much fucking dirt on him that they could hang him, metaphorically. And they basically said, we'll ignore all that. We'll let you plead out to this, and you can get off on all that other shit. Because they wanted him to plead out to a particular thing. But see, people don't want to call that out either. You get the left going, oh, well, yeah, look what happened. It's like, you don't see how that's fucking suspicious as all hell, that they got all this dirt on him. They got all this, like, they got this laundry list of crimes on him, and he pleads out to a 3-year slap on the wrist for this shit with Trump? Why don't you people realize there's a fucking reason that's happening? It's called, they offered him a plea deal to get him to lie, to perjure himself. That's a fucking crime. And that's what basically they did. Because they got him on so much shit that they said they go after him on this shit when they could go after him on the really bad stuff. And they give him a fucking 3-year slap on the wrist. That's exactly what happened with this. Mark my words. They bought his testimony with a sweet fucking deal. James Trusty, a former chief of the Justice Department's Organized Crime Section and a Washington-based partner in Eye for Law, said persuading loyalists to turn on compatriots is key to any complex investigation. Yeah. And Cohen wasn't really a loyalist. See, Cohen was an opportunist. He latched onto Trump because it was a good opportunity for him. That's why he did it. He wasn't loyal. He was recording Trump. This is what's fucked up. You're trying to play it like Cohen was fucking loyal to Trump, but he had been recording him and his other clients. That's not loyalty. It's being opportunistic. You're an opportunist. The mafia had the omerta code of silence, but you still had people who were turncoats, he said. Trump's orbit is much softer, he added. We're talking about businessmen and lawyers and folks who have families and aren't exactly hardcore when it comes to facing jail time. True, which means that with all the other criminal shit they could possibly be involved in, they're going to fucking basically offer him a sweet fucking deal and go, if you admit that Trump did this or you did this for Trump, we'll give you a slap on the fucking wrist. Look what we did for Cohen. They'll be like, hint, hint. You see what Cohen, with what happened with Cohen. That's what they'll do. You know it, I know it, and you don't care because you don't like Trump. Because you can't be this fucking stupid where you don't realize that was the shady shit deal type of situation that happened with Cohen. Perhaps the most pressing threat in the investigation led by U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan of what prosecutors say was an illegal scheme to pay $280,000 to two women shortly before the 2016 election to buy their silence about alleged sexual affairs with Trump years earlier. Okay, what about all the illegal campaign finance shit that Obama did and got fined for? You guys didn't really talk about that. You kept it fucking hush-hush. This shit you've been, like, pushing. And the thing is, it wasn't an illegal scheme. It came from his own personal fucking finances. It's not illegal when he has personal liability with that beyond the presidential election, like his marriage, his child finding out, shit like that. He has a personal interest in keeping that stuff quiet, meaning not illegal. Cohen directly paid Stormy Daniels, a porn star, and was reimbursed by the Trump organization. No, he was reimbursed by Trump using Trump's personal funds. Let's be fucking accurate here. Because it was clearly stated that came from Trump's personal funds. American Media Inc., publisher of the National Enquirer, paid Karen McDougal, a former Playboy model, for the rights to her story and then never ran it. Not illegal. They could have done it for their own. Like, what gets me is it's clear that the guy who runs American Media is a Trump supporter. He could have personally chose to not run it because he wanted to see Trump get into office. He could have done it on his own accord. All right? He could have seriously done that on his own accord. We don't know. We've got these, oh, well, he had to have done it for this. We say it's this, da-da-da-da-da. And they never give a direct quote from the head of the company, American Media Inc. They never give a direct statement where they say this type of stuff. It's like they say that they said it, and yeah, it's fucking funny. Prosecutors say Trump directed both payments, which were illegal because they were intended to influence the election and functioned as excessive campaign contributions that were not disclosed. Oh, you mean like Hillary Clinton destroying evidence so that the election wouldn't be influenced? Like her email server and shit, because she was planning on running for president and she didn't want to end up in prison. And you know what? If saying grabbing them by the fucking pussy didn't affect or influence the election, do you honestly fucking think him tagging a fucking used and abused porn star and a fucking hot Playboy model are going to affect his career or his campaign? I mean, of course not. Grab him by the pussy didn't affect his campaign. So for you to push this narrative is complete horse shit. To me, this is more about keeping the shit from his wife and his kid. Because Americans brushed off the grab him by the pussy shit. You don't think they're going to brush off him fucking, a chick who wasn't, on the note of porn star hot, wasn't bad back in her prime. She was fuckable. And a fucking Playboy model? Dude, you idiots. That's like, see, that's like the scene from fucking the first Iron Man movie where they're leaving the demonstration and you end up seeing the guy asking him about, did he go 12 for 12 with the Maxim models? That's the type of shit that Trump did here. All right? That's not going to affect the election. I can't believe you people really think that something like that would affect the election like you're claiming. It wouldn't. Grab him by the pussy didn't do it. And you tried with grab him by the pussy. You pushed that shit as hard as you fucking could. And that didn't even derail his campaign. So give me a fucking break. Oh, man. But, yeah, so directed both payments, which were illegal because they were intended to influence the election and functioned as excessive campaign contributions that were not disclosed. They really want to throw that in like it was a campaign contribution. It came from personal funds. It's not a campaign contribution. It's personal fucking funding. It didn't come from his war chest. So how the hell can you call it campaign contributions? You can't. But you're trying. In an interview aired with ABC's Good Morning America on Friday, Cohen and Trump of course knew the payment was wrong. I love how they take that quote out of context. And you know what gets me about it is, you're taking a lawyer that's been disbarred, discredited, illegally recorded his clients, and conveniently the real dirt that supposedly he actually claimed he had some real dirt, and the fucking, recordings weren't shit. You're going to listen to this fucking idiot and believe him? He's been completely discredited. They had him by the balls on a bunch of shit that was far worse, that had far more time on it. And they let him fucking walk on it for this bullshit. Give me a break. Nothing at the Trump Organization was ever done unless it was run through Mr. Trump, he said. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. You see, large corporations don't operate like that. You have a guy at the top. See, he really thinks people are stupid. In order for a corporation the size of Trump's, okay, to operate, you can't be micromanaging. Okay, you look at every Trump business. He's never micromanaged. Okay, he hires someone to do a fucking job. He expects them to do it the way that he wants it done. And that's the end of it. He doesn't sit there and micromanage. Every business venture that he does, that's how he runs things. He hires, like with his hotels, he hires people to do their fucking jobs. He doesn't want to be bothered with any of it. So, if he does that in every aspect of his business, how is that remotely true that everything has to be run through him? Oh, that's right. It's not, because it came from a lying sack of shit, discredited lawyer who sold out his client on false shit to save his own fucking ass. Yet you're going to try to pass it off otherwise. Yeah, okay. I mean, if Trump did shit that was clearly bad, I'd be condemning him. I'd be the first one to call him the fuck out. But I look at this shit, and it's like propaganda. It's fucking lies. I mean, it's easily, through logic, you can fucking go through it and go, complete horseshit, complete horseshit. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Because if literally the Trump empire, okay, could not function if he micromanaged, literally could not function, yet they want to push that narrative. I mean, that should give you a fucking red flag waving in front of your face. Establishing whether Trump knew the hush money would violate campaign finance laws is a key hurdle for prosecutors if they intend to charge him. Yeah, because there's no proof of it. He just said pay him. That's why you're trying to paint this picture that, he knew. So regardless, people will believe that, whether he did or not. The president once denied knowing about the payments, but he abandoned that as evidence showed otherwise. He now argues that he never asked Cohen to break the law. Yeah, that's fine. I never directed him to do anything wrong. The president told Fox News on Thursday, whatever he did on his own. Yeah, okay. I would believe that because, like I said, Trump isn't the type to micromanage. So he just says, get it done, deal with it. And they expect shit to get done. That backs up what I'm saying. Both Cohen and American media, as well as federal prosecutors, say that the hush money payments were intended to boost the Republican nominee's chances by suppressing the woman's claims of extramarital affairs with him. Really? Where's the proof that American media said that? All right. From there, Trump never ordered them to buy the story and not run it. This has already been established. They did it on their own. Trump never reimbursed them, so you don't have anything there. This is well documented. If anyone wants to call me out on it, go Google it. American media never got reimbursed. He chose to purchase the story and not run it, the head of it. So don't know what to tell you. So, yeah. That doesn't fit with your thing. Cohen, discredited lawyer. Federal prosecutors in New York that are flaming Democrats. Yeah. Real trustworthy. According to court documents, the American media chairman, David Pecker, fucking Pecker, oh, it fits him, I'm sure, offered in August 2015 to help deal with negative stories about Trump's relationship with women, assisting the campaign so they could be purchased and their publication avoided. Yeah, well, he purchased them and never published them. Trump never had any involvement with that. All right, and there's nothing here that on that links Trump to this being something that he masterminded, that he was running, that he had them do. All this is saying is that Pecker offered to help deal with negative stories. He could have done it on his own because he liked Trump for whatever reason. And that kind of implies that. Some of Trump's Republican allies have begun to publicly admit concerns about whether Trump violated the law in the hush money scheme, even if he's unlikely to face prosecution while in office. See, this is what's funny. They say that, and then they go to Bill Cassidy here from Louisiana. And he even says that he doubts it's a crime. So how can you go there and then to the next sentence contradict that and think that people are not going to pick up on that? Am I concerned that the president might be involved in a crime? Of course. Senator Bill Cassidy, Republican Louisiana, told reporters. Although he also expressed doubt about whether the violation amounts to a crime. Yeah, so here you are saying, well, yeah, he's concerned that the president might be involved in a crime, but then says that he doesn't believe that it was one. Kind of contradicts you. See what I'm saying? There are more signs of trouble ahead. Trump was embarrassed after a combative Oval Office meeting on live TV on Tuesday. Okay, now this is what's funny. That's complete horse shit. I'm going to actually, and I say this and sometimes I forget to put the link, but I'm actually going to put the link to this in the description, because they're saying Trump got embarrassed, which is a complete crock of shit. All right, so let's go through here. Was embarrassed after a combative Oval Office meeting on live TV on Tuesday with Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Charles E. Schumer. Both Democrats challenged the president to his face, describing his policies and claims of political victories as fantastical. That's a complete fucking lie. That is a complete lie. That's why I'm going to include the link, because there's none of that going on here. You have Nancy Pelosi sparking out. Okay, Trump's talking about right now with the current House of Representatives how he has enough Republican votes to vote for the wall and shit like that. And you got Nancy drinks too much Pelosi going, you don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. Because she's talking about next term, which they take over. Right now, he has the votes. So, watch.
There are no votes in the House, a majority of votes, for a wall, no matter where you start.
Exactly right. If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session, would be done.
Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in the
Don't
Senate.
put it on the Senate. Put it on the negotiation.
Okay, let me ask you this, and we're doing this in a very friendly manner. It doesn't help for me to take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
Will not win.
It doesn't help to take that vote because I'm not going to get the vote of the Senate. I need 10 senators. That's the problem.
You have the White House, you have the Senate,
I have the
you
White
have
House.
the House
The
of
White House is done,
Representatives.
and the House would give me the vote if I wanted it. But I can't because
Well,
I
you
need,
can't.
Nancy, I need 10 votes from Chuck.
Mr.
Let me say
President,
something.
let me just say one thing. The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do. And we need
Well,
border
let's take the
security.
vote,
Nancy,
we'll find out.
Nancy, we need border.
As you can see, he's not being embarrassed here. And you can go through this whole clip. I'm going to include it, like I said, in the description. So, I mean, that should say a lot. Like, that should tell you that this story is complete bullshit. He was embarrassed by an alcoholic and a fucking scumbag. Yeah, okay. Oh, God. I love these fucking propagandists. They're fucking pathetic. They don't think the people can actually go look at the actual video for themselves. They'll pass off this fucking bullshit. See, their average dumbed down fucking LA Times fucking reader might, but, you know, everyone else, there's odds that they might actually go check it out for themselves. With the White House Chief of Staff, John F. Kelly, leaving at the end of the year, Trump has struggled to find a permanent replacement. After Nick Ayers, a top aide to Vice President Mike Pence, turned him down, several others reportedly under consideration, including former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, Representative Mark Meadows, RNC, Treasury Secretary Stephen T. Mnuchin, and New York Yankees President Randy Levine also said no thanks. Well, here's the thing. All right. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, he's corrupt as fuck. Trump would use him to play the games like he did before. I think Christie realized that because he played Christie the last time. I don't think he would actually use him. I really don't. David Bossie, a longtime Republican political warrior who was Trump's deputy campaign chairman, was touted as a potential candidate. Some people close to Trump urged him to consider a White House political advisor, Johnny DiStefano. DiStefano. Wow. How the hell could I fuck that name up? So, I mean, yeah. But you see, you say, well, they were saying this person. He just still chose his own person. On Friday, Trump tweeted that Mulvaney, his budget director, would become acting chief of staff. It is unclear if that will end the turmoil or if the president is putting Mulvaney in the job only on a temporary basis. Oh, regardless, you're trying to act like, well, he couldn't find anyone. He found someone without a problem. Trump, who also bristled at media reports that no one wants the job, contended Thursday that he's interviewing 5 terrific people. He probably is. You're like, well, where are these 5 people? You're trying to treat it like he's talking about a girlfriend in Canada. All right. There are 5 people he's interviewing. I'm sure of it. Do you want to try to play it otherwise? Go right ahead. While his difficulty filling the job highlights the president's isolation, Schwartz, Trump's ghostwriter, said Trump almost certainly doesn't agree. Well, not only that, you keep ignoring the fact that people might not want to take the job because of the demented, deranged left. You know, basically, you know, like what they did with Tucker Carlson, confronting, Ted Cruz while he's out to eat, doing shit like that. Huckabee Sanders. Would you want to be harassed in your life because you took a fucking job? Because some fucking deranged fuckwit twit is spurging out because he doesn't like who became president? I wouldn't want to deal with that shit if I were them. And you're trying to portray it like that might not be a factor. It's almost definitely one of their considerations. He doesn't feel the ordinary human emotions most of us do, he said. Oh, bullshit. That's like an implication that he's a sociopath. Okay. Yeah, you've tried to play this mental fucking bullshit before. So you take a fucking ghostwriter who wrote one fucking book for him. Yeah, fuck you. He doesn't feel the ordinary human emotions most of us do, he said. For example, he's free of shame because he has no conscience or any self-awareness. Yeah, see? Sociopath. That's where he's getting at. So while his behavior certainly suggests he feels increasing fear and isolation, he would be the last one to know it. Oh, God. He's not a fucking sociopath. Jesus H. Christ. You people want to push this fucking mental issue shit. You people want to push this type of fucking crap and think that it's going to fly. I mean, this whole freaking article is like just one big piece of propaganda filled with shit to try to like convince people of a false narrative. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, God. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.